Okay, welcome to our next video for social media marketing students. Today we're going to be going over the campaign section of Ads Manager. So we're going to kind of break it down. We're going to go campaign, then ad set, then ad over 3 separate videos because each has its own nuances and things to understand about it in the context of not just Facebook ads, but really digital marketing, advertising campaigns in general. And so today we're going to go over the campaign tab, which is like a 30,000 foot level. It's the broadest sphere of advertising on Facebook. So we're in our business manager. I'm not going to use one of my clients' accounts because I realized that they probably don't want me going into all their information, but I can use my own personal ad account. You guys, I don't have access to Surplus's sales account yet, but once you get it, their ad account should show up here and you can jump in and just click on it, open a new window. But for me, I'm going to go over to here and do my personal ad account, which you get just by creating a business manager. It gives you your own personal account to spend money on. I haven't spent any because I have no reason to, but then I'll open my own account here, and that's actually going to be kind of cool because it'll be like a blank canvas for us to use. So here you'll see Ads Manager. Again, it's all blank. We'll go to today's, even though it doesn't matter. And so this is the campaign tab. This is where it all starts. The campaign tab, in my opinion, is defined by one thing: objective. The campaign tab is where you figure out what you want to do with your ad. What's the point? What is the objective that you want to accomplish in terms of not just Facebook ads, but the end objective? I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think this is really important to make a distinction. There's 2 types of objectives when it comes to digital advertising, right? The first type is the objective that you select in the manager. So what I mean by that is, for example, we'll go over here, we're going to create a campaign just to show you. So you click create, right? These are the objectives you can pick in the Ads Manager, right? This is what I call the first level of objectives, right? You have brand awareness, reach, traffic, engagement, app installs, video views, lead generation, messages, conversions, catalog sales, and store traffic, right? These are the things that Facebook labels as objectives because these objectives are things Facebook can do, right? The other side of the coin is what I call end objectives. So what do you actually want to do with traffic, for example? Do you want sales, right? Do you want, for lead generation, what type of leads do you want? Are you trying to hire somebody? Are you trying to collect, a raffle campaign and different leads for that? Separating the objectives by what Facebook says you can do versus what you're trying to accomplish is a very important distinction because, right, there's a million conversions. You can create any conversion you want. You know what I mean? But obviously the most important is probably sales for business. So yes, we're running a conversion campaign designed to generate sales. So understanding that link between the Facebook objectives and the end objectives of a campaign are incredibly important. And so today's video will be kind of short. I just want to kind of go through these objectives and their strengths, weaknesses, what you do with them. Honestly, if you want my complete opinion, the most important objectives you can ever use in a Facebook ad are traffic, lead generation, and conversions. Those 3 are, in my opinion, the most important objectives you will ever use, right? Engagement you can also use as well. This is important because if you're trying to convert cold to warm traffic, and we'll go in a different video, we'll talk about traffic temperatures, but these 3 are the most important. I'll tell you why. Let's talk about brand awareness. A brand awareness ad on Facebook literally doesn't do anything but show you, it just shows you something. It's like a billboard. It does nothing. It has no end conversion objective. The goal of a brand awareness ad is literally just to get your image in front of someone's face. It doesn't do anything. It's not designed to take them somewhere. It's designed to just have them look at it. Reach, same deal. Awareness objectives on digital marketing are kind of, honestly, to me, pretty ironic. Because if you think about it, the whole point of switching marketing to this online digital format is so that we can track everything and we can improve and we can grow out of the advertising of the olden days. Brand awareness and reach objectives on Facebook ads are no better than running billboard ads in the 1960s. We don't really know anything. It's the same thing. And so if you want my opinion, I would stray away from these almost any time. Traffic is important for, it's kind of like ground zero. Getting a person from point A to point B on the internet so you can sell them something is everything, pretty much. Now, the difference between an important distinction to note is that traffic and conversion campaigns are pretty much the same. A conversion ad is the same ad as a traffic ad, right? It'll look like, let's see if I can find an example. You know what? I think I will have to go back to my business manager and use a different account. Well, let's look at an example of different types of ads in terms of the campaign and what they do. So we're going to look at a lead generation ad, for example, right? So this ad that I'm running currently, it'll load. There we go. Okay, this ad is a lead generation ad. It's for recruiting. It's designed to take a person's information into a form and submit it to me, so I can give it to a client. That's it. We have the tag, like the copywriting, all that. And Facebook ads, all the different objectives are pretty similar. They all have headlines, they all have text descriptions, an image, another headline, and then the CTA. This is the most important part, the call to action button. For a lead form, particularly one for recruiting, the CTA button is apply now. And then they fill out a form down here that collects their information. For a traffic ad, this button would be different. So for example, let's do this one. It's not running anymore. The CTA is learn more because we're trying to take them somewhere. Now, in reality, this ad is a conversion ad because I am tracking the action on this ad. This particular advertisement wanted to book phone calls with the owner of this business, right? That is a conversion. It's not a normal one, it's typically sales, but in this case, it was a conversion. Therefore, this ad was designed to drive traffic to another landing page and collect data on a conversion. It's still a traffic ad, but it's tracking conversions. So that's why more often than not, you'll want to run conversion ads as opposed to just generic traffic ads. Now you might ask, if they're the same ad, if they're the same ad, what's the difference? Here's the difference. There's some instances in which it's difficult to track specific conversions of a campaign. Sometimes. It's very rare, but they're like, for example, if you're working with third-party software, so if you're sending people to a website, like for example, if you want to sell products on Amazon, right? Installing the Facebook pixel, which is, we'll get to another video, a Facebook pixel is the code that allows you to track purchases, sales, conversions, all that stuff, right, in an interface. Sometimes you want to drive traffic to a site where the pixel can't be installed. For example, Amazon. You can't really get into Amazon's code and change their website because that would be a big problem. So you just run traffic ads and you can track your results through your Amazon sales. So there's certain situations in which traffic is more advantageous over conversions, but more often than not, especially at a smaller scale, if you have enough control, you want to run conversion ads. They provide the most data, they provide the most resources for tracking and refining your ads. It's everything. Now engagement. Why would you use engagement? Right? Because let's think of, like, put your business owner hat on for a second. If you owned a business, what would likes on a post mean to you? Does that mean anything to you? Do you see dollar signs from that, a return on the investment you've spent in engagement ads? No, not really. And that's not the point of an engagement ad. The point of an engagement ad is to convert cold traffic to warm traffic. Again, traffic temperatures will be a different video. But in essence, if you're running an ad to somebody who's never heard of you before, the basic idea is that you don't want to sell them something immediately. If they don't, let's say you've never heard of Nike in your entire life. In fact, you've never even heard of running shoes, ever. And someone immediately puts an ad in front of you to sell you a pair of running shoes. You're probably not going to want to buy it because you don't even know what shoes are. An engagement ad is designed to be a nice little buffer, like a segue from not knowing anything about the brand or its product to getting you to buy it at a later state in the funnel. Again, a different video, but just basic overview of why this is here. Now, obviously, if you have an app, you're going to want to run app installs. Now, I personally haven't worked with any app install clients as of yet, but I'm told these ads can be effective and they have their own strategy for working. Video views, same concept. Video views is interesting because you can run a video in all of these other objectives for most of them. You can run a video. It's not different, but the video views objective is interesting because in this objective, you can create custom audiences based on a length of video viewed. So for example, if I'm running an ad with a video in it, and I want to target people that watched 3/4 of the video but not the whole thing, I can do that with this objective. That's why they include it. Lead generation. This is very interesting. And it's honestly probably my favorite. Well, maybe conversions. Lead generation is just what it sounds like. It's the process of collecting lead forms from a Facebook ad. What's unique about lead gen is that in order to accomplish this objective, we don't have to take the person anywhere. They don't necessarily have to go to a website. They don't have to go to a landing page. They can fill out a form right in Facebook and collect it right there. This is huge because an incredibly important digital marketing concept is median session length, right? When people go to your site, they're there for an average of like 20 seconds max, probably less, right? It's all about minimizing the buffer between a conversion and them seeing your ad. Whatever we can do to minimize that time is critical. That's why lead generation is so interesting, because it doesn't require them having to leave Facebook. We can do it all right there. Messages, I wouldn't even touch that. That's just Facebook trying to make money. Now for catalog sales and store traffic, again, these are good, but conversions are the best because it's just the more universal objective. So conversions, traffic, lead generation, the most important. Engagement as well to provide a buffer. Brand awareness and reach, you might as well be advertising on a billboard. There's no point really to use it. And so once you select your objective, you'll move on to ad set immediately, which is the next set, and that'll be a next video in our set. But for now, I hope you've kind of gotten a better overview of the different objectives in Facebook ads, what you might use some of them for, how they look. These ads all look pretty much the same. The key difference, again, is that call to action button at the bottom of the ad that switches along with the context of what you're trying to do. The most important thing to understand, if you take nothing away from this video, is that there's a difference between these objectives and the real objectives that you want. Understanding how to match these up with the objectives that a business actually cares about, like more money and more specific leads, that is the secret sauce to running Facebook ads at this level. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We'll get into the next one soon with ad set, but for now, just ruminate on this and kind of, you can go into Ads Manager and play with it if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.